Greetings from Italia, I'm the Lord Bones, and this is Eldritch, which it was a game that came out on the 21st of October 2013 and was by Minor Key Games. Now, this is a Steam cleaning, so this is just a first impressions. Now, I've played 2 hours of this game, and I'm a little bit frustrated with it, which is one of the reasons why I've not played 3 hours of it. I've only played 2, but we'll go with it, shall we now? So these are my first impressions of this game. Now, it is a roguelite. I don't really want to call it a roguelike because it's too, what's the word? It's not turn-based enough to be a roguelike. I think roguelikes have to be more turn-based than this has to be, but you'll see what it's like when we get into it in a second. So firstly, let's just look at the options menu just so we can get a good handle on this. So, got mouse sensitivity, stick sensitivity, you can invert and you can rebind all the keys. I've been using controller throughout all of this because you're seeing through slightly better. You get resolution options. If you don't choose full screen, it will make it borderless, so that's perfectly fine with me. FOV was, well, it's good this game actually has an FOV slider in it. I kept it at 80, 80 is fine for me. Sort of separate sliders. You can change the music down essentially. So that's sort of separate sliders. And then you've got leaderboards for when you complete the actual levels. So let's go straight into it. Essentially you end up starting up in this library. And you can choose how you look. So this is how I chose how I look. But you can also choose like women, heads, and everything. And choose different bottoms. As you can see there. And you basically, well, you can't actually read all this stuff here. Ooh, there's this here. No, it's not there. It's nothing to do with me, actually. Yes, this is all nothing to do with me at all. You see random books around there. They just basically sort of tell the lore. I have no idea what this here is, as a note. I think it might be when you've actually completed a single sort of run of the actual game, which is this here. Now, there are 2 levels, as I can find out. One which was added later as DLC, which is this one over here, which I guess I'll call hard mode, and it's an Arctic version of the other mode over here. And the reason I call it hard mode is because basically everything is really that difficult. Basically, it's bumped up by maybe like 2 or 3 levels, what you generally get in this mode over here. So we're going to go into this mode here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the music is very creepy, and that is a part of this game, as I can find out. So you don't always get a compass, but I picked up a compass just then. You get to hold one of those as your gear. You get to hold 2 items in your right hand and 1 spell in your left hand. So other than that there, it is basically just a normal roguelike. And you will find daggers, you'll find it's like a revolver type deal. And you'll find these things here, which are called artifacts. Now, artifacts are used to, but you spend them when you cast a spell, and you spend them in shops that you might randomly find. Ooh, we've got 2 daggers here. That's not too bad. Daggers was always like one of my weapons, pretty much all the way through all my playthroughs, because it's quite useful to have a single hit when you try to kill an enemy. And essentially, you are trying to find the exit using your weapons, using your spells, and using your wit, I suppose. I suppose this is the third one, but I suppose your gear, or whatever they call that slot there. Now, you can get other... Oh, buggering hell, that was the first time I've ever had actual full damage then. That guy there is a wizard, as I can find out at least. And that's not just by looking at it, it does actually fire fireballs at you rather. You get this guy here, which is sort of like a fish guy. And you might hear his voice later on. It does sound like the developers did just make the voices up themselves. It doesn't sound like they've put that much effort. You can sort of hear it then, where we're just quiet then. Yeah, it does sound a little bit low budget. But again, though, it's an indie game, so what do you really expect, I suppose? And this is basically the game. You're trying to find the exit, which if you have the compass, by the way, it actually marks quite easily with like a sort of the fire exit symbol on there. And you basically have to make your way to the lower levels, and you keep going down, down, down. Now there is some sort of a skill, sort of like with that rain game. What's it called? I can't remember. It's another roguelike with the word rain in it. I might remember it later on. But either way, that one there is a similar situation in which you don't want to continue too quickly because you might end up being underpowered for the level that's below you. So there is an element of sort of skill and sort of, you know, oohing and ahhing over, should I actually go down a level here or not? Now, when you loot corpses, like I just did them, you can find various things on them. Sometimes you can find keys. Sometimes you can find... I'm going to pick up this revolver because it gets me ammo. Sometimes you can find these artifacts, and sometimes you find ammo, which is the yellow. I've got 9 currently ammo. But when you loot them, they end up coming back in the level. So if you end up spending a lot of time in this level, you might not want to always... If I loot this corpse here, it will respawn in this level. And that is sort of a bit more of the oohing and ahhing. Do I need the loot on him, which is randomised, I might add, or do I need him just no longer to be on the level? Now, for some reason, I can't get up the ladder. Oh, there we go. You might notice as well, by the way, the walls sort of bend in and out quite a bit throughout all of this. You can probably see it here quite a bit, actually, we're looking in the distance over there. That happens a lot and sort of contributes to this sort of eerie feeling that you get from this game. It is very, very eerie. There is no doubt about it. And the music helps that, and just the general tenseness of the entire game. I think if the music wasn't in this, I don't think it'd be anywhere near as tense, though. That's one of the things. So that there is basically me explaining pretty much everything in this game, I think. I mean, you get the spells via the sort of statues, which I'll be able to show you in the footage that I recorded earlier. And you basically pick up those, and it is entirely randomised, as a note. So you don't know what spell you're going to get before you get it, and you only get one chance per level to obviously get that spell. So you have sort of got to think, okay, is the spell I got currently good enough, or is it not good enough? As a note, by the way, in order to heal your health, you can choose between baked meat or fruit, which will always heal you, or rotten meat and poison fruit, which may poison you. There's a bug somewhere. I can hear him. Where are you, Mr. Bug? Never mind. He is nowhere. Let's try to unlock this here, and I'll show you the spell thing actually in here. So there's basically all the mechanics. So let's have a look at this here. So we can press L to cast knock, aim at a locked door to unlock it. Oh, okay, so I can unlock it. Aim at any other surface to create a noise distraction patrolling enemies. So I can actually make a noise for 4 or unlock a door. That's actually quite useful, to be fair. You do find quite a bit. There are ones which sort of allow you to break the world. So you see at the top there's a map, right? And the aesthetic of the actual game obviously is sort of like a Minecraft block type deal. Such these are spelling. Cool. And you are basically attempting to explore the world, and it will sort of update that map in the top corner. And if you actually have the compass, it will tell you that the exit's there as well, obviously. Even on the map, for that reason. And it does beg to sort of wonder why on earth the enemies are just pretty much random. So, as of yet, I found the enemies to be this bug guy, that fish guy, this weird eye thing that flies about, the wizards, and this black thing, which just continually kills me. And this is one of the problems I have. I don't really want to necessarily say this, but I can't, for the life of me, figure out how to kill a certain enemy in this game. They are the black goo type monsters. No idea whatsoever how to kill this guy, and I have tried a hell of a lot. And because of that reason there, the game has become quite sort of laborious and a little bit boring. And when you play more, the game just become a bit of a slog. It's a bit of a slow moving crawl. And also, why can't I move very quickly? This is how fast I move. Seriously. And that blob thing, by the way, moves way faster than this. You can't get away from that blob guy. There's no way. He moves way too fast for you. So I'm not exactly big on that. So it becomes boring fairly quickly. I mean, after about, 45 minutes of playing this straight. I don't think you can play this for long sessions, to be fair. But then again, though, I don't think I'll play this again because I can't get past that blob guy. I can't get down beyond that level. Because here's another thing as well. whenever them guys spot you, the blob guys, who I'll show you footage now, right, of the very last time I played this, he was able to follow me even though I was on the floor above and he couldn't see me. He couldn't see exactly where I was going, and yet he was able to follow me. I even shot through the floor because I had a piece of gear that allowed me to shoot through the floor, right? He was still able to follow me. That creature should not be allowed to do that. So I think they're allowing the CPU to cheat a little bit more, and maybe it's because the AI isn't exactly the most intelligent thing in this thing. I think that may be one of the faults here, is the AI is not the best with that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is Eldritch, and it is on Steam currently for £10. All your region, that's £10 by the way, all your regional equivalents. It's alright. I don't necessarily think I'll be playing any more of this, but I think if you would pick us up on a sale, I suppose it's worth an hour or two, maybe. And that's pretty much everything from the Steam cleaning, so I will catch you next time. Goodbye. Oh, I forgot one snake. Yes, there's a snake. And that's it. That was the other creature I found.